us a little bit about yourself and why you're running for the Boone Hospital Board of Trustees.
I am a 28-year medical professional in the county of Boone County, and of those 28 years, 19 of them have been as an owner of a private practice. Currently, I'm the vice president and chief operating officer of Peak Sport and Spine here locally. That company has grown to now over 50 clinics in 8 different states, but it all started right here in Boone County. My responsibilities in the company are HR. That's a big part of what I do. I do the hiring, the firing, the unfortunate sides of that, as well as payroll, things that most of the people in the business community have to do, I do every day. In addition to that, I do all the operations. I work with productivity, I work with compliance, I work with contracting with insurance companies. So basically, from a medical standpoint, I'm in the trenches every day. I literally fight the fight for private practice and have been, and to some extent that's running right alongside with what Boone Hospital is doing as well. So that's me. That's professionally. Personally, I'm a husband, a father. My wife and 2 of my children are Boone babies, proudly, and the role that I've played in the community is I'm a lifelong member of New Horizons United Methodist Church. I have been active in Boy Scouts with both of my boys being Eagle Scouts, and part of that time I was either acting as a Scoutmaster, Cub Master, or just a dad going on the campouts. So many nights under the stars with them. So I've been very active in the community. A lot of people in this community will know me as an athletic trainer. Professionally, that is my credential. I'm an athletic trainer, licensed in the state of Missouri. I've spent countless hours on the sidelines, courts, you name it, here in the Columbia, Boone County area. Taught at Rockbridge for 13 years. Taught an introduction to sports medicine class there, and started it here in the Columbia Public Schools, and has now grown to all the schools here in Columbia Public Schools, and very successful. Got to meet a lot of great kids, and a lot of them are active right now in the medical community. So. Okay.
If elected to the Board of Trustees, what will your top priorities be?
Well, initially, I've got to get up to speed to what's been happening, because being an outsider, nobody in this county really knows what all transpired in this last 6 months, where the hospital almost merged with the university. Nobody really knows. They couldn't say anything. Neither side could say anything. So really, I got to find out what was going on there. Secondly, I got to figure out what has happened in Boone Hospital itself. Just 4 years ago, it was one of the top 100 hospitals in the country. What has happened to make it not set at that high pedestal that it once was? I don't think it's that far removed. I know that there are reports that they're losing money, that things aren't going very well, and I do know that morale is not great at the hospital. They have lost employees. They are adding employees. There's a lot of things that are happening positively that we don't know about or we're not hearing about, but that I happen to know that are happening at the hospital. So my main priority once I get up to speed is we've got to get morale up. We have to get the nurses and the staff to be proud of where they're working again, and we've got to get the physicians happy with us again, because there's been a division, and it has widened recently, and we need to get them back on board.
Tell us one thing the public might not know about you.
Well, that's a tough one. I think a lot of people would think that because I am in the public that I'm a very outward person, an outgoing person. I'm actually a very private person. I do enjoy my quiet time and my time and with my family, but looking back on things and what I've done, it wouldn't really reflect that. Like I said, on the game coverage that I did as an athletic trainer in this community, that's from the junior highs all the way up to the high school in state championship coverage. And I did make a comment the other night, and I wanted to bring this up again. Jeff Junior High School, or middle school, is getting a new gym, and I'm so excited for that, because a lot of my hours that I spent in my career was at that gym, and a lot of my gray hair came from that stage. So I'm very excited to hear Dr. Stiepelman mentioned the other night that we're looking to get a new gym there. So I've been wanting that for 20 plus years. So in my career, but probably close to 3 years of a professional year. 2,080 hours a year is considered full time. 3 times that is what I've spent on the field or on a court here in Columbia, in addition to my normal work week, which is 40 plus hours to begin with. So a lot of time in the public. Yet I'm going to tell you that I'm really a private person. 30 years ago, I could not have done this. I was terrible at public speaking. I hated it. It almost kept me from coming to Columbia because of public speaking. Now I can do it. I don't necessarily like it, but I can do it.
In closing, tell us why the voters should support.
The biggest thing I think for me is I am actively engaged in the medicine community. We have clinics in all the counties that Boone Hospital serves. I know the physicians, I know the sentiment, and I'm actively engaged with them. Now, I'm not saying that gives me an advantage over everybody, but it certainly makes me qualified to get in and dig in and find out why Boone Hospital has suffered. I think that makes me qualified to do this, and I am very much not only engaged, but proud of Boone Hospital. I have been very proud of them. I've actually worked right alongside them in several projects, and I want more than anything to get Boone Hospital back to where it once was.